Blessings and welcome forward to Reasonings right here at the Tree of Life with Jerome Sage Butler. Yeah, it's good to have you and it's good to receive the feedback. I'm happy that you're staying on the platforms to be informed, and the platform is Sealer Media on YouTube, IG and on Facebook, and Jerome Sage Butler on Facebook and on IG, and the Night Sage, that's Nitesage, my radio blog on YouTube. And I also want to send a shout out to I Never Knew TV as well on YouTube, on IG, also, and on Facebook, also carrying out, you know, a lot of the works as well, and they've been, you know, carrying a lot of our videos as well, to a few of our videos, and I'm also very thankful and just sharing the information and listening to a lot of the people on their network. So we see that there are interconnections that is going on. So we are very happy for the interconnections, and we welcome more partnerships, right? In the expanding age of the internet work, the discourse on several topics have gotten so wide. So this current topic is on Christianity. Now, Christianity and Christendom is a very vast topic. Now, if you approach it from your faith-based conception, then it's truly a personal experiences that you will use to judge your connection to God, or a belief system in God, or a way of life that has God as a part of the process. If I go, or if we look at it from the church's perspective, it's a matter of rituals and edicts, and even extreme religious movements, it's a form of pseudo control of behavior, almost inculcated by design through dogma, charisma, and many of the designs in doctrines, right? It's a way of teaching you or suggesting to you how to look at God versus a natural way of looking at God that is truly through your self-experiences. I have not defined myself as a Christian, but I've truly defined myself as a follower of Christ, because Christ says, take up your cross and follow me. I've already explained several times in several videos that I did not start out necessarily looking at this part as my whole life. I grew up in a non-religious home, but I went to church sometimes for special events. When I was 18 years old, I went to the Adventist church, and that was my first interaction with church, because I was like a non-believer, or a very metamorphic believer in essence, you know. So I had vast esoteric views. So upon coming to my awakening unto the path of Christ, I recognized that there is the order of the church, the ecumenicals, the evangelicals, what some would call the canon. These are agreed postulations, books that have been determined to be your guiding information or principle along your path of knowing the Christ. So where Christianity is a lot of rituals, and Christendom has come to be a ritual house of the clergy. Many people have somehow lost Christ in this dome of veiled secrecy. A lot of what are true spiritual practices at the highest level is covered from the eyes of the innocent parishioner. So Christendom, Christianity, the way of Christ, or Christ's order as I call it, to take up your cross and follow the Christ, is to me the genuine path of Christianity, to cultivate a true relationship with the Most High God. That comes through your inherent experiences. Each human being knows when they have been tested in their existence, in their experiences of this existence. Each human being knows when the greatest sorrow has overcometh thy heart, and you cry out for more than your personal knowledge can appease your soul. You cry out for more than your mind can offer you to calm you. Then the spiritual journey ensues, sometimes in an outpicturing of looking for God outside. But upon finding a path, not just into the church, but through the church to Christ, the teacher, our anointed, wonderful counselor along the way, you begin to realize that the semantics of dogma and doctrines, of word sound, of whether it's Jesus, Yeshua, Mashalach, is the missing principle. and probably least to me that matters. What most matters is that you get onto the path of Christ and take up your cross and follow. The age we are in as followers of Christ is characterized by a lot of suppression, especially if you have found the genuine modicum of genuine spiritual fire that Christ has left in his teachings. When you find it for yourself and it becomes your way of life, and you join to the body of Christ and you begin to postulate and actualize, now you begin to see what darkness comes your way. It's not that I'm trying to say this ahead of you or try to auto suggest. It is that truly the spiritual warfare ensues. And then you begin to see why the burden of Christ comes upon you. Because many say it is wholly just the teachings and the teachings alone. But yet the teacher guides in the teachings. But when they are yet translators and pseudo-interpretators, what happens is that the greater knowledge of the teacher, the greater value of the teacher becomes lost, becomes skewed, becomes lost in translation. And then charisma, dogma, doctrine begins to permeate and begins to lead the way. So how is it then that the Christ conscious in a remote region of the earth is going to find its resting in a person's activity if it's only viewed through the spectrum of missionary working, through the Western spectrum of evangelicals and ecumenicals? How is it that the Christ conscious, the path of Christ that has awakened the entire cosmos, how is it going to translate to people who have not looked outside of themselves for anything, but have looked through processes of gratitude, through certain specific functions of thanking the Almighty, through the natural processes, almost likened unto Old Testament traditional offerings? There are those who know that through the true Christ conscious, Christ has been the Lamb, the Old Testament sacrifice nailed on the cross. He's become that ultimate living sacrifice that teaches us that we also must be a living sacrifice. What is a living sacrifice? It means that you prefer yourself unto righteousness, defer from certain things and activities, allow, even take the narrower path to forgiveness, to peace, to prosperity, leave out the wide path to destruction. Take up the true virtues, rise up the light of your consciousness up your chakra, up your chakrams. Harmonize your emotional and spiritual and biological nature to the singularity of the Christ conscious eye of your being, divine nature, divine creator coming through the house of your being, permeating your consciousness. Go through the portal, the truth, the light, the way. You have to, for yourself, have that personal relationship. You need that subtle physical harmonization, that the principles become behavior, that up the chakrams, in your right heart tempo, you can breathe, you can feel, you can process, you can be present. Christ conscious, the path of following the anointed, shows you in process and processes through the light, the truth and the way, to put all together in harmony as your reality. Likewise, Christ unto the divine Father, one and the same. You and I, in true practice, is likened unto the same. Children of God, know ye that you are gods, but he will fall like one of the princes and the sons of men. The foundations of the earth are out of course. It's unstable. Know ye that you are gods. Psalms 82. Check it out. People also refer to the Bible and to Christendom as carrying hidden meanings, concealed because of the times that we are living in, or that the Christ arose. There are also others who say that Christ the Anointed has manifested many a times on the plane of terra firma as being that great patriarch that helps to shift the portal back into the harmonization of so above, so below, so that the worlds above the firmament, the divine orders, can be engendered in your Christ-like principles, so you and I can be a light unto each other's path, a light unto each other's way, right? So we can support the living environment and be at peace with ourselves. Christ welcomes us unto unconditional love. The path unto Christ-like being is to take unto the teachings of Christ, to actualize them, and to become them. Have that personal relationship for yourselves, and you too will see that you will share in the kingdom of heaven. This has been Jerome Sage Butler, right here at the Tree of Life, reminding you that your faith has made you whole. Truly go internal, follow the Christ path to awakening, to being in presence with our divine nature. Continue to be your blessing. Expand it, expound on it, express it. Until next time.